You're restricting the legal activity.
Well, but
Which
the restriction of legal activity is actually a legal thing to do.
I'm not even entertaining you now.
You're a very rude man.
Yeah.
You know that?
I'm bored.
I suggest you get back to work then.
Yeah. See you later.
How many grams is it?
249.
Alright, do you have any paperwork with it at all?
Just chat with you. Is that right? Just for a minute.
No, give us 2 seconds, we'll be in. Okay, so what am I looking at there? Where?
It's covered up. It's half covered up.
Oh, it's covered up. Oh, that's why I can see it.
I know you're trying to film it, but...
No,
covered
I
up.
wasn't trying to do it. Why is it covered up? For future reference, if you do come here, just make sure you announce to whoever you're in there that you are filming. All right, and if they want their faces blurred, just please respect that. That's all. It's just on this occasion. Would you mind just taking the extra 2 minutes just to track and remove them? That's all I ask. I can't.
I believe it's legal. I mean... I was trying to sort of show the lady that I spoke to, but she wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
You all right?
Oh, you're here for me? I'm just been flying with drones, so that's all. So, it's obviously a beautiful building, so that's the reason for doing it, you know. Huh. Right? Yeah.
You're not bored yet?
I'm definitely not earning my money, mate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
I brought it down because it was raining quite a lot.
Lovely.
Spoke to one of your colleagues in there.
Yeah.
It's brightened up a bit now. Well, a little bit.
Okay.
If you want to fly a drone,
Yeah.
here, the best thing to do is just ask permission.
But-
because we often grant it.
But what if you say no, then what happens?
Well, then
You know?
and we've said no. There's a code of conduct for drone flyers, isn't there, that says you need to ask permission.
Hopefully you'll be
But
aware of...
it's better to just ask.
Because
Sometimes we say yes.
but from out there, I believe this is a private road, but from public, nobody needs to ask permission from the landowner, you see.
It's not about whether you need to ask permission, it's just a polite thing to do.
Sure. So what I like to call it is giving a heads up. I'll go in and say, look, I'm going to fly, just to let you know there'll be a drone buzzing around.
So I hope
It would be grateful if you did that.
I did.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. I did.
Hopefully you'll be aware of that bit
What's
of
this? Have a look.
Air
Ooh.
navigation order.
Yeah, go on.
Article 241.
Yeah, go on. What's it say?
So you'll be, just so you're aware, all right, because I would hate for you
Just
to...
remind me of what it says.
Is making it an offence, a criminal offence, to recklessly or negligently cause or permit an aircraft, stroke drone,
Yeah.
to endanger any person or property.
Yeah.
I would hate for you to fall foul of that. So have that in the back of your mind while you're flying. Wherever you fly.
Can you define what your interpretation of that would be?
No, I'm not defining it because it's
No.
it's for you to go and
You-
look it
How
up.
would
You can understand why that is 1,000 years old, and we don't want anything hitting it.
Well,
It's as simple
it's
as
been
that.
there a long time.
I know, but drones have not been around a long
I
time.
can-
have they? So our concern
Aircraft
is for
have
the
they?
safety
Yeah.
of the building and anyone near it. Because if
Yeah.
your drone bumps into it,
The drone's going to come worse off, believe me.
that's not the point. What then if
Well-
the stonework falls down a week later?
From that size drone, it wouldn't. A bigger one, possibly.
You don't do
Possibly.
that.
No, but I showed them. I showed them the
All
drone.
all I'm appealing to you is that
Yeah, go on.
you can understand why we are a bit sensitive to having flying objects around a medieval building.
I can understand the question or the.
That's all I'm saying.
I've
We
been
are
told it's
worried about that.
Yeah.
That's
But I've been told all sorts. I've been told no fly zone. Police are going to come. It's crazy.
Well, I don't know about that because I wasn't involved in that. But you know, you can understand why why we're worried about people.
To a
flying
point,
drones.
yes. Yeah. Because you
To a
don't know
point, but
about drones.
Surely you understand why. Surely you can empathise with our.
Yeah. Because I know my drone is small
Yeah.
and it won't cause damage. I know it's fine.
Okay.
You guys don't know that, so I can understand the
Well, no,
uncertainty.
actually, I've got friends who fly drones, and they say to me, these actually drones are trained that they won't hit things.
They won't.
I get that. I
But
do understand that.
things happen.
But all we're asking is for people like you to ask us, and then it's all hunky dory, isn't
But
it?
you know how it should be.
Yeah.
The drone flyer comes in and says, "Look, I've got a flight plan now."
Can I fly my
Just-
drone, please?
No, just to make you aware it's going to be over the building, just to let you know. And then you guys say, "Oh, thanks for telling us," rather than asking and then you say, "Oh, not today,"
Well,
because you've got no right to say that.
well, that is debatable. I think.
Not in the airspace.
Yeah, I think it is debatable because of the nature of what. I mean, I'm not an expert on this, but I think there clearly is some debate, and it'd be good just to sort it all out. We'd have to go away and work all that out.
So
You're probably recording now. aren't you?
from public, well, I finished my video, but from public, the landowner has no say in who flies over.
That is debatable because we have found documents out there that say that actually this is not a public space for a start. It's private land,
The air is though.
but you can't fly over any private land that you wish without permission.
You can though. That's the thing.
This is debatable.
So I could fly over that castle from here. Well,
Yeah.
from the road. The castle have not got a say on that.
All of this.
Yeah. Yeah, but let's hypothetically say it's a public road
It's not.
for the argument's sake.
But it's not. We own it. This is our land. This belongs to the cathedral.
Well, the road's got public access, so it's as good as public.
Yeah, but this isn't.
No, I'm not saying it here.
Yeah.
Point being, if that was a public road, anyone can launch and fly over that castle. Castle have no say.
We don't obviously mind about the castle. I don't know what the council say about
It's an
the castle.
example.
Do you fly over the castle? Do you ask the council permission? Do you ask English Heritage permission?
You don't need to.
Yeah, but you see, this is what I'm saying. Is it's a good idea if you do. It's polite.
It's polite, but then you get into the realms of if they say
Why
no, or they.
wouldn't you be polite? You see what I mean?
Because if I come in and ask, that gives them the option to decline it, and then I've got to say, well, I'm doing it anyway, and then I look like a jerk.
Indeed.
But if I come in and go, I've got a flight planned, it's perfectly legal, just to let you
hang on a
know.
bit, But if you,
Go on.
so you don't care what we think,
I care what you think,
but you're not going to act on what we think.
but I'm not going to.
So if we ask you not to do it, you're just going to say, I don't care because I can do it and I have a right. That's where and that just gets, that's just not nice.
But then as a landowner, or, you can't restrict what people do from public.
Yeah, we can, absolutely we can.
How?
If you own land, you have the right to say what happens on it.
No, sorry. You can't restrict what people do from public.
What do you mean from public?
So,
You mean the public?
again, hypothetically speaking, if that's your house there and this is a public road, you can't restrict what I do here, but you can in there.
I believe that the drone flyers
Yes.
shouldn't be flying over people's back gardens without the permission of those people.
If it's a house, there's a bit of a moral
Exactly.
issue.
This is a moral.
If it's a house, it's a church.
But actually, from our point of view, well, don't say it's still the church is not a public building, and people don't realise that it's not. But our worry, the reason I suspect you've encountered a bit of difficulty,
Yeah.
is because people are worried, rightly or wrongly,
Yeah.
that you could do something that could cause a danger for which we might not be insured.
If a Boeing went over and an engine fell off it, it would cause a massive issue for you if it hit the church.
Of course it would. But
I'm pretty sure your insurance and their insurance would work out.
But there isn't a Boeing flying over, but there is a drone. Do you see what I mean?
I'm sure planes do fly over.
No, but come on.
Planes drop things off now
You
and
can
then.
stand on slippery slopes and wear the right shoes. That is not an argument.
I'm saying that the
It is
plane's
not an
insurance
argument.
company or your insurance company would probably work that out.
You're not understanding me.
Yeah,
What
go
I'm
on.
saying is, you can understand, I hope, but clearly you
I
can't,
understand the uncertainty of it, yes.
why our people are
Yeah.
worried because you're doing something. They might be worried if they saw a baby plane fly. Like, people get worried.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Entitled to get worried about stuff.
Of
It's
course.
a perfectly human thing to do.
But the worry
And
shouldn't-
You can understand why
Yeah.
people here get worried about a drone flying near that.
Yeah.
Because if it were to hit, if it were to go haywire, if something were to go wrong, it could cause damage. We don't care about the drone being damaged or not, but it could knock something that's been there 1,000 years. It could loosen it, and it could fall down at any point and hit someone on the head.
But a pigeon could
We have a
do the
similar
same.
problem with people clambering over all this graveyard, which is not safe.
Sure, yeah.
Brides come out of the registry office and they climb up on there, and we say you've got to get off.
Yeah.
There's a sign that says it's not safe because it is not safe, and we're telling you it's not safe because if you get hit on the head by something, there's a problem.
What about if a
These
bird?
These gravestones are not safe,
Yeah.
right? And therefore we have a sign up that says not safe. Get off.
But a bird, pigeon, large seagull could cause damage to your church.
Yes, but they didn't ask permission. But you are a sentient human being, I
Right.
assume, who hopefully has the decency to ask.
So if I have a flight plan, which I know in my head is going to be 99.9% safe,
Tell
right?
us.
Right? No, but let's say I've got that planned, and the owner of the property, today it's here, says, well, we're that concerned about it. I'm not saying you can't have concern, you can, but you can't do it. That person then can't conduct their legal activity because of the person is that worried, and they don't maybe understand drones
I don't know
completely.
how much you understand law, but all law can be derogated. Laws do not give people an absolute right to do what they want. Laws give guidance on how people should behave. And therefore, if the law may permit something, but sometimes that permission can be withheld for particular justifiable reasons. That's how law works. Law is not a blanket permission to do what you like, because no.
Not do what you like.
can't.
No.
No, but that's what fundamentalists believe: is it nothing's permitted unless it's forbidden or whatever. But it is
Well,
you
no.
know as a drone flyer, because I know drone flyers who have told me this,
Right.
that if you intend to fly over someone's property,
Yep.
it is common decency to inform and probably to actually effectively do so in a requesting mode. So all we ask when and you're not the first person to do this, is that please just inform us, ask us that you would like to do this, and we will then respond.
But if you respond in a way that doesn't allow the flight, you're restricting the legal activity.
Well, but
Which
the restriction of legal
not good.
activity is actually a legal thing to do if we have good reason.
There's no good reason.
There is
Cool.
a good reason. But so, for example, if there were a royal visit,
Oh, what? Sorry.
if there were a royal visit,
Got
for
you.
example, we would say you cannot fly over here. There's a do you see what I mean? Or if there's something very sensitive going on.
If there's a legal reason, like a crowd, can't fly over a crowd,
Exactly.
you could express that,
Exactly. So
and then it's
there are
down to us
reasons.
to.
Exactly. So you should be asking in advance.
There's no crowd. I can see that.
Well, you want to know that.
Yeah, but the crowds are,
There are people. There are cars.
Yeah,
there are
yeah,
people
yeah,
walking
yeah, yeah,
about.
yeah.
How do you define a crowd?
a group of people that
Who's
can't
the
move
crowd?
out of the way quickly if the drone's to fail. So if there's people down there,
But you see what I mean? You're just defining the whole situation.
That's what the law states in drones.
I'm saying two things. One is, surely you understand why we are concerned about that building, which we are,
Yes.
which we own. And secondly, all we're asking is that you do the decent thing, which is ask, inform us, of
Give
your
a heads up.
intentions in advance.
can we reword it?
Heads
Give
up,
it a heads
whatever.
up.
I'm not. We're not in court, but just to be in touch.
Requesting permission allows you to say no.
Communicate with us.
Giving a heads up is like courtesy, isn't it?
Exactly,
I'm going to be flying.
which you have not done.
If you need to tell anybody it's going to be there, it's going to be there. Or won't be long. It'll be half an hour.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for telling me. Crack on. From public.
I think communication is good, because if anything then were to go wrong or even to go right,
Yeah.
you say, well, actually, here is the paper trail. You said he
Yeah,
was
yeah,
gonna do
yeah,
it.
yeah.
You said he was going to do it at 11 o'clock. You came at 11 o'clock. You did it. Off you went.
But I did. I walked in. I told them. I showed them the drone, and they said, "No,
but
we'll
you
call the
didn't
police."
communicate in advance.
Don't need to.
No, you're not understanding me, are you?
No, but I didn't plan to be here today. So what about if that happens?
You're supposed to plan it. You're supposed to organise your life.
You don't always plan it.
No, but you should. We're asking you to.
Okay, but not everybody will. And
Then
you
they
guys
may
have to
get-
deal with that in a
then-
way that
then
is
you may get the experience
reasonable.
you've had.
You know. What, the police being called? Well, they said they were going to.
Well, they might.
That's a scare tactic, isn't it? Even let's say you did call them.
No. Well, he's probably doing it now.
Let's say he calls them, right?
He is a police officer.
It's
in fact.
not a scare tactic, but it's a. How do I call it? You're trying to make the person more worried than they need to be.
No, because people don't know how to handle it. They're saying is, well, we don't allow drones. We need permission. This is organised. We only have certain people who we allowed to do this.
Yeah. But they need to know that from public they can do it. So therefore, don't restrict it too much. Just say, well, if you're going to do it, can't stop you.
Well, obviously, we will communicate with our staff
Yeah.
about what we can and don't and whatever do.
He's on the phone to the police, is he?
No, I don't know what he's doing.
Are you keeping me here to...
No. Well, I don't know. No, I don't.
I mean, are you keeping me around talking while he calls the police?
No, not particularly.
All right.
I don't know. I don't know what he's doing.
True. He's on the phone, isn't he, look?
I don't know who he's ringing. I don't know what he's doing.
He's fully got a fast dial knowing him.
Sorry, what?
He's fully got a quick dial to the cops, isn't he?
I don't.
He's ex-police, isn't he?
Yeah. Look, I go back. All I'm saying is, please understand why we get edgy about this because of that building, and all we're asking you to do is
I get it, mate.
communicate.
I get it.
with
I
us.
did communicate on the day.
No. Oh, I haven't finished. Mind you back. Is communicate with us in advance so that we can prepare and
But
know.
we don't need to do that.
Yeah, but listen, we have volunteers, we have people. If we know that someone's going to come and use a drone, we communicate with our staff and our volunteers to say this is going to be happening. Don't worry about it.
What about if the person doesn't do that and they just turn up and say, I'm going to fly?
Well, they get the experience you've had.
They shouldn't have that.
Well, it doesn't matter whether they should or they shouldn't. They did.
It's unreasonable behaviour.
On whose part?
This talk is not unreasonable, but earlier it was unreasonable.
So what would you like
Threats
to do
of
about
police.
it? What would you like to do about that?
It's too late now, it's done.
Well, you can write a complaint to the Dean if you like.
I spoke to your colleague who walked out earlier with the red jumper on, a lady.
I don't know who that is.
She's a very, very friendly, smiley lady. She asked me, what can we do to, in the future? And I said, put signs up saying no drones from the land, can't land and take off on the property, which is a law anyway. Well, no, not the law, but it's a rule. From public, can't stop them.
Yeah, I know you keep saying that, but
If you try and stop people, you're going to get more people doing it.
The way in which people have dealt with you, then,
Yes.
then you must write to the Dean and complain.
I think the experience today will be an education for the place, so I don't need to do that. I feel that.
But what I'm asking you as a Cannon resident is, if you communicate with us in advance, it'll make everything so much better.
But if someone comes along and doesn't do that, you guys should still be smooth about it. My point.
Well, we will do with our end.
Express your concern, yes, but don't try and stop them.
Well, we will decide what we're going to say to our staff. Of course, that's not your call.
Yeah.
But
I mean, to the person flying though, don't try and stop them. Just say, well, can't stop you.
Maybe we'll put aside. We've said if anyone wishes to fly a drone over this land, they should ask permission. And this is how to do it. I.e., who to contact. All we're asking for is people to communicate.
But the law doesn't state that.
We can make any request we like.
You can, but if it's unreasonable,
We
you can.
can't stop people photographing, taking pictures in the cathedral, but under certain circumstances, we ask people not to.
Yeah. But if you do what you said.
Right, as owners of the property, I'm going to catch a train.
Yeah, don't miss it, mate.
We do have a right to ask people to behave in certain ways. So we have an absolute right.
On your land, yes.
Yes, exactly.
Not from off.
No, okay. But we're talking about here. We're talking about where.
Yeah. I didn't fly it from here. I flew it from up there.
Yeah, but the drone was over the land.
But the airspace is not included in your policy.
You're not hearing a very
I am.
simple thing. I'm saying you can understand, I hope, why this is confusing.
Well, he's on the
for
phone.
us.
He's on the phone to about me.
And you can
He is on the phone.
presumably acquiesce to our request to communicate with us if you would like to come and do this.
Yeah, but because we don't have to do that, it's down to you guys to deal with the drone in a manner that is reasonable.
We have a right to ask you to communicate with us. We can ask you.
You can
to do
ask,
anything,
but someone may just
and you
turn
can
up
refuse.
and launch without even telling you.
Yes, they do. You've done it.
So then you don't need. No, I did. I came in and told them.
Ah.
So then you should act in a manner that's not overreact, but just say, "Fine, we can't stop him. Just keep an eye on him."
Yeah, well,
You know?
and if we know you're coming, that's it.
Yeah.
But we would.
Can I just find
it's better for us if you communicate in advance.
You call the police?
What?
You call the police, ain't you? I've just heard you on the phone about me.
No, mate, I was having a private conversation.
Yeah, it's private because it's on your phone, but
Private conversation.
I thought you were trying to keep me around for the police to come.
No, not at all.
No.
And then I heard you say, "Oh, he's still here," so I thought you're talking about me. I don't mind if you have. I'll wait for them.
I'm my friend.
Yeah.
You are very good at misinterpreting and assuming that things are what they're the case. And I've asked you.
Was that your
since
phone or
Anthony
mine?
is here, I will ask you in front of him. Surely you can understand why we are concerned about this building. And secondly, we are asking you to
Yeah.
communicate in advance of any intention you may have, whether or not it's legal.
Yeah, I was saying, like,
That's
people may do
all I'm
that, but
asking.
if they don't do it like me, you guys need to deal with it in a manner that's reasonable. That's all.
And I also say, if you have concerns about the way in which you've been dealt with today, you are more than welcome to write to the Dean and express those concerns.
I think after I leave and my video of the cathedral from the drone goes out, the education will happen. Your colleague with the red jumper, lady, lovely lady, she's very open to how to move forward from this, very open. So I trust that I don't need to complain, mate. It's petty to do that.
Well,
I'm not annoyed about it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that other people that come and fly, they may encounter problems, and I'm trying to change things for them.
Well, we would
If that makes sense.
rather you didn't, because
Well.
we don't need this.
So next time, just say, do it out there, can't stop you, keep an eye on them, make sure the drone's safe, end of. If the drone comes too low, call police.
And we would also say, please don't fly the drone over the graveyard and over the building, because no matter how wonderful you think the drone is,
Get a nice photo.
we don't trust it.
He's a sly man, this one, isn't he? He's a sly dog.
I'll do exactly what you're doing. I'll just take a photo like that, right? You film me, I filmed you. You can take a photo of me. It's not a problem. It's great. We've actually got your camera on
Do you think I care? I've not broken any laws.
Mate, I'm cold and wet, and I've got a cup of
Just
tea.
a
waiting for
question
me.
before you go.
I've got to go.
Are you going to keep that for 30 days under GDPR law?
Are you going to keep that?
I'm exempt.
All right, okay.
Journalistic reasons.
Mate, I'm bored.
Are you a journalist?
I'm saying journalistic reasons. The video is exempt from GDPR for that reason. Public interest.
Right.
However,
Can we go now?
You're very confident in what you were saying.
you're a very rude man, you are.
We're not quite sure whether it's true, but that's another story.
You're a very rude man.
Train, mate.
Yeah.
What's his name, this
Do
chap?
you want to walk with me?
Yeah. I'll walk
okay.
you.
Can I get his name? So if
Fred. There you go.
I do want to complain, I want to mention this chap. What's his name, mate?
Fred.
What's your role? If you don't give me your name.
Huh?
What's your role?
Mate, I'm not even entertaining you now.
You're a very rude man.
Yeah.
You know that?
I'm bored.
I suggest you get back to work then.
Yeah. See you later.
Right, photo me. Right.
No issue with you, my friend, but this guy, he's a rude guy. Thank you guys, thank you. Just a question, why are you ex-police? Did you get kicked out of the force? Kicked out of the Met, was it? Ex-policeman, not good, is it?
Right, I'm going back into the office. Yes, indeed. I'll see you soon.
Hang on a sec.
I'm going in the office.
And we're going to as well. Okay, Anthony, I'll see you later.
See you later.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, Simon. I'll just...
Anthony, that's all I needed. Thank you, Anthony. I'm going to go now, I'm done for the day.
Brilliant.
All right.
Have a good day. Take care.
Next time, be more professional. You were okay earlier, but that last bit, not good.
Right, mate.
Not good.
See you later. Have a great day. Yeah.
You know, like when you take a photo in your work capacity, you've got to keep it.
Yeah, I know that.
So that's what you have to say is, yes, I'll keep it. And if I want a copy, how do I get a copy?
Right to us. It's going to be supplied to the old bill.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, how do I get a copy of that photo on your phone? Who would I
How
email?
do I get a copy of your video?
I'm exempt from GDPR.
Yeah, okay.
I am,
Have a good day, bud. One day you go.
but you're not.
Gonna shake my hand? See you later.
What a strange guy. Can I use your toilet before I go, please? Yeah? No.
In the garden.
Oh, is it far?
Yeah, go across, round, through the
Round there?
steps, turn left,
Yeah.
through the big round door, and then follow the path.
There's a sign to point.
So all the way around basically, and then straight down. Okay. Can you much? I'm leaving my bike there. Look. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks.
Hello, how you doing?
Right.
That's what I'm here for.
Hello. Sorry.
Hi. It's purely just to say hi, introduce myself, and obviously it's caused a bit of a worry and an upset that obviously a man's just coming in and filming. So I just
All right.
want you
Should
to
we go
make sure-
outside?
Yeah, more than happy
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. Sorry.
I think they're just a bit worried, that's all. So obviously everything that's going on with the Pope and whatnot, so I think it's just...
What's going on with the Pope? Oh.
He's
Right. Got you. Yeah.
obviously,
Yeah. Yeah. Got you.
People are just worried. Going after you. What is it actually happened, if you don't mind me asking?
You tell me. What's the issue?
Well, what I want to ask you, so apparently you've gone in, filmed, obviously it's a public place, but then you've gone into the Verger side, where it's obviously it's not public and you had your camera on, they weren't aware of it.
Gone into where? Sorry.
You've gone into the private bit where the Vergers are, they walked you through there. And I think they're just worried about if you've captured anything, i.e. staff members, safeguarding, that's their main concern.
But the issue was the drone, wasn't it?
That's one half of it, and then the drone's a whole another separate thing. I'll deal with it all in...
They only mentioned the drone to me.
Oh, I've been told that where they led you through into the Verger, that you potentially might have filmed a member of staff, that they're concerned they don't want her face out in public or anything like that.
Right.
And that's all, and it's purely just to make sure and see what your intentions are.
If I've been taken into, you know where it is, it's outside, round, all the way round the back. If I've been taken all the way around there to talk to a staff member about the drone. No, but let's say I'm taken all the way around by a member of staff.
Yeah, and that's the grey area, because if you've been escorted and obviously invited there, exactly, I think where they don't necessarily understand the technology, whether you were filming at the time or not.
Yeah, it was filmed, but we spoke about that, and I've said to them, like, when I review the footage, if there's anything in the background of the office that I feel is like, you know, then I can blur that part out. And they've said, oh, we want her face blurred. And I said, well, I can't guarantee that because I've spoke to her out here in depth. which means I'm going to blur her face in the office, and I'm going to have to blur it out here.
Is that sort of not something you'd be able to or try and do?
Why would I though?
Oh, just they've asked you to. Common decency, that's all. It's not. I'm not legally enforcing you. It's just.
I know, it's just-
You know, it's just nice. If they've been nice, you know, if that's something.
But they haven't been nice. They've told me the drone's illegal. It's a no-fly zone. They're going to call police on me.
So I have had a similar issue. Do you have your drone? Do you have a drone license?
It's not a licensed drone. No, it's an operator ID drone.
How many grams is it?
249.
All right. Do you have any paperwork with it at all?
Like what?
The operator license? Got the numbers on it?
Just the operator ID on the drone.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Yeah.
Is that all right? Can I have a
Do
look?
you need to see it or?
No, I just want to have a look. So I'm learning about drones.
Right.
Truthfully, I've only encountered 2 drone jobs, so I'm learning as I'm going along, seeing how they look on different drones. So you don't have, what is it? Is it an APP license or something like that? Authorised aircraft something license?
No, I'll be
You don't
for a
have
bigger
one?
drone probably.
That's it.
I imagine.
So I'm learning as I'm
Right.
going along. So
Yeah.
that's fine. They're obviously concerned is where is the cathedral? They're worried that with drones flying over, everything's going on with the Pope. Obviously, this is a place of interest. They're concerned of everything that's going on. But they did say you did go in and ask first.
No, I went in and told them I'm going to fly. I said I can't do it. It's illegal. No fly zone. Blah blah blah. I showed them it's not.
Yeah.
They took me in the office. Lady said the same thing. She brought me back out to another guy. Same thing. I said I'm going to do it anyway. Went and did it. Some other guy came out, ex-Met officer, I think he called you. Again, all this BS about can't fly, no fly zone, illegal, blah, blah, blah. I said, it's legal, I'm flying. Carried on, did it. Another lady came out, very reasonable, and said, you know, we want to learn from this, we want to make sure future people don't come and do it and we're stopping them. And so I told her what to do. I said, legally it's allowed to happen from public, so don't try and stop people, just tell them, do it over there. She was great. And then I left, and then again, the same ex-police guy came out and started being unprofessional again.
No, it is a grey area, because when the first incident happened a couple of weeks ago, they assumed because it's also a cathedral, it's no-fly zone. It's not the no-fly zone, it's like half a mile, 3/4 mile that way.
Yeah,
So
the airport one.
That's it. So this technically is a fly zone, and it's never doesn't mean prohibited. So in all the rules and legislation. So I'm very realistic, and I'm learning about this as I go along. So it's not often in my job I encounter drones. So
Right.
I'm learning.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
all I say is we just talk and educate each other and learn from each other. So what are you going to be doing with the footage? This is purely nosiness. What are you doing with
YouTube.
it for YouTube? What do you do on YouTube?
Drones.
Oh, really? I take it you enjoy that, and that's like
Yeah,
your
yeah.
favourite pastime? Yeah?
Well, that's what I do.
Cool.
Oh, sorry.
Bye-bye.
And have you got all the footage you need?
I'm just shocked that they called you and you've turned up. Right.
So I'm actually here for another job that's actually happened out on the high street. Truth be told, so I'm going there now, but
Oh,
I'm
right.
the local beat officer for Rochester. So if they have any worries, they're not sure, I'll just come support if I need to,
Yeah.
if I can, and educate where I need to. And if I don't know, I'll educate myself as well.
Can
So
you tell them that there's no-fly zone over the cathedral?
I will speak to the chap that
Him?
spoke to you. I know exactly who you mean.
And the fact that from public, which is a bit of a grey area where it's public from here, but anyway, people can fly over all day long.
Yeah, as long as it's obviously with your 50-metre cylinder up and over, really, isn't it? Because they worry, where they have large congregations as well, they worry about if the drone will hit someone, obscure the building. All right, yeah, all good. I'll come and have a chat with you in a
All
minute.
right.
Here he is.
Can I just chat with you? Is that right? Just for a minute.
No, give us 2 seconds. We'll be in. Appreciate it. But yeah, so that's the thing. I think the main thing is obviously if there are members of the public coming in and out and you are flying low, if it's going to hit their heads, it's that education around everyone and trying to make sure that we're doing things right. So you can get your footage. Also, it's Rochester Cathedral. Who will want footage of Rochester Cathedral? Did you see when they had the magnolia out the front?
No,
Oh, mate. Amazing.
no,
Honestly,
no.
Really, really good.
The 50-metre rule doesn't apply to drones under 250.
Doesn't it?
No,
Ah, okay. So, because yours is 249.
it's less restriction. So I could fly it in theory as close as I want to, but you've got to be safe
If I catch
about
you, I'll
it.
get it back, right?
You know, if it's like here, it's not reasonably safe in my opinion. It would need to be high and out the way of people.
But isn't there something about if it's got some sort of camera wear on it, you need some sort of something? Because if you've got a camera on it, so if it's just so educate me if you know more about it. This is purely just conversation. That if it's under 249 and it has a camera, it still needs something.
Operator ID,
That's it, and that's what you have.
which is what the owner of the drone, usually the pilot, has to register that number and pay their
You
10
have
quid.
that, and you have that.
That's on the drone.
Can I have a look at that then?
Really?
Yeah, really.
Why?
I'm asking you to. I'm not trying to be difficult. There's no tricks. Show me, educate me. Genuinely, I'm asking you to learn.
How would me showing you the...
Because I want to see, because I've seen one where it's on the top. I want to see if it's the same for you. Because if it's an under 250 gram drone, it's good education for me for future.
Yeah. Oh, what I can do, I can show you it's an under 250 gram drone.
Yeah.
It's just that we don't really have to show anybody anything.
No, I'm not enforcing you to. I'm not saying you have to.
It's
I'm
like,
saying, can you? Oh, it's tiny.
There's the weight.
Oh yeah, that's smaller than the one I saw the other day. So what am I looking at there?
That's the operator
Sorry,
number.
I can't see.
There.
Where?
It's covered up. It's half covered up.
Oh, it's covered up. Oh, that's
Yeah.
why I couldn't see it.
I know you're trying to film it, but...
No,
so-
no. I
covered up.
wasn't even trying to do it. Why is it covered up?
So that people that film it can't get it.
Why would I want it?
You may not,
Why would I?
but another officer that attends may want it, you know?
But why would they want it?
So if I've been flying like I have today,
Yeah.
and you turn up, and you want that number, you may not ask for it. You may go another way about it. You might try and film it.
No, but why would I want it though? As a police officer, why would I want it?
So that operator ID will give you, well, not very easily, but it will give you the operator's name, right? Which is not necessarily the person flying it, but a lot of the time it is. So you may turn up to a job like you have now and think, well, there's no crime committed, I can't ask for their ID, but the drone ID will give you something. It may not be my ID, but it will give you something. You film it, you go away, the person like myself thinks, oh, they were great. They didn't ask me for nothing. You've got your ID number, you go and do your intel. Oh, it's Dave Smith, cool. So I cover it up so that people like yourself or other people like him, he tried to film me earlier, can't take it without me wanting them to have it,
Okay.
you see.
And why wouldn't you want people to have
So
it?
I've had it happen before. Yeah.
Fair enough.
It got, the main reason for it, I'll be honest, is when I'm filming, I get my drone out, it's on my video. So if I'm putting that on YouTube, that number very often is leaked on YouTube.
And then in the drone world, if that number gets leaked, what happens? Let's say another drone, what
Well,
happens? from
a
there?
normal person can't do anything with it, but in the past, my details got leaked from that drone number, my name. So somebody did something and got it.
Right.
And I get my drone out so often, I don't have to be thinking, oh, let's do it upside down. I want to just know in my head, there's no doxing of that number going to happen.
Yeah, fair enough. I
But
understand
but the added benefit is, if police officers try and film it
didn't
without
think about that.
without requesting it formally, then I can say, well, it's covered up. So.
Yeah. No, ultimately, I'm not too worried. They're just a bit worried you're coming in and the whole scenario. So I'm sure you understand. Mine's the phone now, don't get
Oh yeah,
It's just they don't often deal with any sort of confrontation or anything of the like, so that they do worry greatly around these circumstances. So I'm purely here.
there was no confrontation. I mean,
No, but they're just not used to it in any way, shape or form. These people just aren't worldly in that respect. So
that chap that went in a minute ago, he's been quite weird.
yeah, no,
quite
I'll go
weird.
and speak to him, and I'll speak to him about everything that we've discussed. Ultimately,
Can I ask what you're going to tell him in terms of like moving forward? Oh, hello. Sorry, do you want to speak to them?
I want to get the west door. Is that-
I think this is the north door,
The
but this
north-
is the way in.
I'm
Don't
going
quote me.
to we're waiting for people to do the tour of the.
That I don't know. If you go, you've got the vergers there. They'll be more than glad to help you and direct you. I'll end up sending you somewhere wrong. Thank you. Yeah, I'll literally explain to them everything that I've explained about, obviously about the 50 cylindrical thing, the fact it was under 250
Yeah,
grams,
yeah,
the
yeah.
fact never doesn't mean prohibited.
What do you mean by never? I didn't catch that part of the convo earlier.
So in the authorised pilot something, it says that never over people, never over anything, but never doesn't necessarily mean prohibited.
You can't fly over a crowd legally.
No. So, but there are no crowds here, and it's just trying to find
Yeah.
how to deal with it in the most appropriate way. Because every situation is different. Because when that chap was flying it a couple of weeks ago, there was a mass congregation here. It was very, very different. There was a wedding. There were like 200-300 people. So it was very, very different.
If that was the case, personally, I wouldn't fly, or I'd stay outside of that circle.
Yeah.
Personally,
All I'll say is just for future reference, if you do come here, just make sure you announce to whoever you're in there that you are filming. All right, and if they want their faces blurred, just please respect that. That's all. So you don't know their personal circumstances and what if they don't want people to know where they are or anything like that. That's all I ever ask.
Yeah.
That's all I
yeah.
ask.
If they're in public, then that would be different, right?
Yeah, but obviously if they're in their place of work, and if they do take you to places which aren't necessarily open to the public,
Yeah.
just common decency. That's all I ever
Yeah.
ask. You know, just film it, just blur it, especially if there's any writing on the wall. If obviously it's public, it's fair game then, isn't it? But if they've taken you into a private part of the cathedral, just common decency, just blur that out for them.
I did say to the lady, like, I'm happy to blur the background of the office, so no matter what is there, you can't see it.
Yeah, perfect. And as well as the faces of anyone that wasn't filmed in public.
But then she went onto the face. But the same ladies came out here after she knows I'm filming and carried on.
Yeah.
To me, there's no point blurring the face in there because the same face is out here, right?
But if someone's so, I know it's difficult, it's more probably for you to edit, but let's just say hypothetically, I'm not saying this is certain, if someone's running from a DA situation, for example, and you film them in a public, and then they've then said, oh, would you mind actually blurring my face? But they don't want to reveal their personal circumstances to you. Would you explain, yeah, I'll blur it? Because people don't always want to come forth with their personal circumstances where they don't want someone to know where they are, for whatever personal reasons that may be. Is that something that you'd be happy to oblige by?
You do it based on each case, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and if they're asking you in this case, after they realise, you would do that, correct?
No one's came to me with that concern. The lady who I spoke to after was a very lovely lady, and she just said about the office was the main concern, terrorist, blah, blah, blah. Then mentioned, oh, what about the face?
Yeah, just all I ask is...
I've had it before where people have came out and said, they've been in tears and said, like, I've got whatever happening. I can't say what it is, but I've taken that as not fake. I've taken that as possibly reasonable, so I've blurred it.
Yeah. All I ask is if they've asked you on this occasion, I know it's probably if they've been out here and been in there.
Yes.
Just on this occasion, would you mind just taking the extra 2 minutes just to track and remove them? That all I ask. I can't
2 minutes?
Or
You
whatever.
mad?
I don't know how much you filmed. I don't know how much. I don't know.
To blur someone's face it's a lot of work, man. Even with tracking, it's a lot of work.
Well, it's a labour of love.
We're talking about 3 or 4 hours, probably for what she was on the video today. 3 or 4 hours work extra to blur a face.
I appreciate the hard work that you put into all the things.
Are you going to pay me to do it?
No, absolutely not. No,
Are they going to pay me to do it?
Absolutely not.
So-
Absolutely not. You do it for fun, though. You don't do it for money, do you?
I'm working now.
Ah, what, do you get paid via your YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Oh, all right then. All right.
Yeah.
Well, ultimately...
I can't promise that I'm going to blur her, that's all I'll say.
No, all I'll ask is just try your best. If they've asked you...
If I was given some reasons, or not an actual reason, but to say something serious has happened, that's different.
Yeah.
I do feel like she's just backtracking.
Yeah, I wasn't here.
Doesn't want to be on YouTube for giving me the wrong advice.
Yeah, yeah. All I'll say, well, they don't know, do they? The public, Joe Public, aren't up to date with drones. I'm not, you know.
But they should say, wait there, let me just check. Not, it's illegal, we're going to call the police. Because a normal person would just run away and go, oh, fucking hell, I'm not doing that then.
Yeah, yeah.
I know my score, so I'm like, well, hold on, it's not illegal.
Yeah. No, just make sure if
I'm
you do go into anywhere, if you have been led somewhere private, obviously I know it's that grey area where you've been invited into somewhere that's private.
Yep.
Just let them know you're recording, or turn it off, or
Fair
put your
enough.
hand over it. You know, just meet them in the middle and just say, look, I'm just going to turn it off.
I would think it's obvious to me when you see that, you know what I mean?
People aren't. Pete, you've got to understand, unfortunately, I'm not saying negative things.
No.
But the public aren't switched on as much as we always assume they are.
Do you-
And I mean that in
would
the
you-
nicest way.
Would you think if a guy turns up at the police station with a GoPro like that, what would you think?
I'll probably think he's filming. But in my job, I'm suspicious of everyone. I
But-
don't trust anyone about nothing.
Filming for what reason? Would you think it's like for a YouTube thing? If
No, either to catch the police out, be one of those auditors, just to be a pain, or for his own memory.
But those two things, social media, isn't it?
Yeah,
They're going to put it on the internet, right?
exactly.
You know that,
Oh, yeah,
based on
yeah.
that. So I just presume that when that's out and visible, people just go, oh, he's filming.
So with us, we have to have audio and video recording, obviously data protection, all that sort of
Yeah.
nonsense. That hasn't got a visible camera, it hasn't got a light, there's audio and video recording, so you can't expect the lay person to understand that.
No.
You can't assume anything.
So how would I understand that you're filming? Are you filming? You're filming now, aren't you?
Red.
So how would I know that?
Audio and video.
What if I didn't? I'll be honest, I didn't look at that until you looked at the drone, and then I was like, let me check the camera.
Ah, yeah, you know. Red is filming, green buffering.
Would you not meant to tell me when you arrived that it's on?
No, I don't have to because it's all their audio.
You don't have to?
recorded. No, not as
Right.
far as I'm aware. I could be still wrong because it's there, it's visible. And also, Joe Public know we film everything.
I always thought police had a policy to let you know at the earliest possible reasonable time.
Oh, okay, we're filming then. I'll just cover myself. Just in case anyone's.
No, I don't care if you film me. I just on the topic of filming people, I just thought,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, for you, as Joe Public, people don't expect it. You've got to think, you know, they just don't. They don't know. So just always make it clear and announce. So that's
Yeah.
what I ask.
yeah,
Do you
yeah,
need
yeah,
anything
yeah.
else from us? I'm going to go speak to
I'm
them.
good. I mean, I'd finished. I went and popped to the toilet quickly, and then I was going to go. So
Yeah. Do you want to give us your name?
not really.
I've got to try now. Fine. That's fine. I ain't going to squeeze you. Haven't done nothing. No one said anything. You've said you've been quite reasonable. So
All right.
yeah, just next time, just give them a heads up. Don't film in private places. And yeah. That's what
Is it different for Kent Police? You normally got numbers on there.
I've got my thermal jumper.
Oh
on
right.
'cause it's
How does it work then?
in what respect?
Like how would a person identify you? Not that I need. Oh, I got it in the front.
Yeah.
Ah, right. And you.
Mine somewhere like.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm used to seeing
I
that.
do underneath.
Oh, it's underneath.
Yeah. So this is just a
Ah.
thermal jumper because I'm cold. My
Right.
bones are cold by nature.
I'm not one to go and ask police officers that. I just. Oh, where is it?
No, he's here. He's on show.
Ah.
So don't you worry.
Straight from heaven's sake.
It's Kent Police, isn't it here? It's Kent, right? Quite close to Met area, is it or not?
Not where we are now, no. But we do border with Met.
Where are we? Rochester, I suppose.
No, we're no too far away.
So he's not even with you. He's Met, isn't he? He's ex-Met.
He's safeguarding leave for the cathedral.
Oh, yeah, but He used to work for police, didn't he? Yeah, but not here, Matt.
Yeah.
Got you. All right. I guess if you go in, you're not going to need me to wait for the... All right, I'll go then.
Cool.
Cool,
Don't
thank
cause
you.
more bother. Hopefully, won't see you again.
No, yeah, take care, guys.
Nice to meet you.
Bye.
Look after
You too.
yourself.
You too. Well, the police turned up for a drone at a cathedral. Fucking hell.
Hi.
Oh, hello.
I'm afraid you can't leave this here.
Oh, the bike?
Yeah.
I just put it there. I've just been flying my drone. I thought I'd come back in. Just let you guys know it's finished for now.
Right.
That's the only reason that's there.
Okay.
I'm not going to leave it there, nothing like that.
Yeah.
I did half my flight, it's raining, so I'm just going to wait a little bit. And if it's still bad, I won't bother. If it is, I'll carry on a little bit.
So where are you flying over?
Where?
Yeah.
Over the top, round
I
the
think
steeple.
you have been explained to you before that that's not.
Yeah, you guys have said it's not allowed, it's illegal, it's a no-fly zone and all that, but I don't believe that to be true, so I've just cracked on it, kind of. But that's all.
You know, I mean, we are sort of investigating.
Right.
Yeah.
What now?
About the legal situation.
Oh, right. Okay, that's good. I mean, yeah. I believe it's legal. I mean, I was trying to sort of show the lady that I spoke to, but she wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
You all right?
Oh, you're here for me?
No, I was just
Oh, right. Sorry.
can I help with anything?
I'm all right. Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
So is yeah. Can I?
Oh, do you work here?
I work here. Yeah,
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I thought. Yeah, I'm just been flying with drones, so
Okay.
that's all. So, it's obviously a beautiful building, so that's the reason for doing it, you know. But the weather's not great.
It's not ideal, is it?
No. So I've stopped flying for a minute.
Okay.
I'm going to hold off until the rain knocks off.
Okie dokie.
I may go up again. If the rain carries on, I may not. I don't know.
Okie
But-
dokie.
But yeah, just discussing with your colleague here. Oh, deputy head. So you're in charge? Oh, you're almost in charge.
Well, of the
Right.
legal floor.
So the lady I spoke to, is she head? Is she in charge, or is it?
No, probably.
Ah.
I'm going to Suzanne, that was probably.
Was it? Yeah, she was in the office at the back.
If you like.
And then a gentleman came, an ex-police officer guy. You know who I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's our cathedral safeguarding officer.
Him.
Yeah.
He was adamant it's a no-fly zone. We had a bit of an argument about, well, a talk about that. And I just said, look, I've got to fly, I'm going to do it anyway. And he said, but if the police are called, they're called. If they're not, they're not. I can't tell you if they will be. So I don't know what to do. I thought I'd come back in while I'm waiting for the rain and just see if the police were coming. I'd rather know. Do you know what I mean? But what do you think? You don't know.
I don't
All right.
know.
Fair enough.
I mean,
I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, he knows more about legal
Yeah.
things than we do, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that. He is adamant it's a no-fly zone here.
I
But
don't know the
but it's not.
ins and outs of
yeah, so I just got it up and flew around. But you can understand it's a nice building, right?
Yeah, it is.
From up on a drone shot, it looks great, you know.
Yeah.
In this weather, not as good as it
Not
could look,
great.
but it's still pretty good.
So what's your background?
I just make videos
Do you?
on mainly buildings,
Yeah.
mainly, yeah. And I do a little bit of education on drone laws.
Oh, really?
So if we come across places that don't allow it, and it's for a reason that's legal, like a legality,
Yeah.
then I challenge it.
Oh, I see.
I've never been here before.
Okay.
I was actually at the castle. I was doing the castle today.
Oh, really?
I didn't plan to come here. I just thought I'd do it at the same time.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
well,
I didn't expect anyone to come out and speak to me about it here.
Interesting.
The castle, yes, because I've been in there.
Okay. Well, I think I don't know. I think it's because there was some issue at some point.
Oh.
And yeah, so I think because obviously it's a new thing for us,
Right.
with drones.
Yeah.
And so I think everyone's just trying to get their head around.
Yeah. A lot of places don't like it or allow it, you see.
Yeah. I think for us, which is why the safeguarding officer came around, is because we have so many kids and stuff
Well, in here.
in and out of the cathedral, and they're sort of with schools and things.
Yeah.
And so I guess the worry is just getting kids' faces online.
Right.
And I think that's just
Got you.
so I think that's where because we have to kind of protect everyone. I guess you can't-
Yeah. I mean, if I came in here, filming in here,
Yeah.
and children were captured on my film and then that was published, it's kind of like, it wouldn't be your responsibility, but essentially if I'm in your grounds,
Yeah.
then if you knew I was filming, you'd probably kick me out
Yeah.
and I should leave.
Yeah.
But from the sky, people are so small,
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about it from the drone point of view.
Okay.
Because, when you get in a building shot, you've got the building in the shot and then the people are like,
Yeah.
can't really see people.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't worry too much about children and the actual video.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll just go around and just see what policies allow it and what don't. And
Is there
kind of
an
thing.
official policy then on it?
no, like your policy could be no drones, for example.
Yeah.
The castle could be no drones.
Yeah.
Generally, it applies to like your property.
Right.
So with the castle, for example,
yeah.
if you're in there or you're on their ground, they don't allow drones.
Right. Okay.
If the person was on a public road out here
Yeah.
and they flew it over the grounds from
Yeah.
the public path,
Yes.
legally speaking, it's allowed
Okay.
anywhere unless it's like an airport or something.
Got it. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
But a lot of policies are worded in a certain way that are quite ambiguous, that the staff don't really know
Well, that's it.
If-
I think we don't. Yeah.
it means that or whether it means on the grounds. It just says no drones.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
So staff presume any drone coming over
Yeah.
is in that policy.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. And what's sort of like, I guess, best practice?
What, for drones? Or
Yeah. For buildings like this.
the thing is, you can't restrict anyone flying over it or around it if they're going to be bringing the drone very low and unsafe.
Yeah.
I'll just report that to the police. But
Okay.
providing they're like, out the way
Yeah.
and it's not causing your visitors any alarm.
Yeah.
If it's right here hovering,
Yeah.
it's a bit dangerous.
That's what it's doing, yeah.
A bit.
What's like the minimum height that you would say that it's kind of all right for? the
Well,
drones?
a drone of my size, the little drones, legally they can go as low as they want. But if you reported to the police there's a drone a couple of metres off the floor here,
Yeah. Then they'd be like,
it's not good. Do you know what I mean? It's unsafe, isn't it?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So, I mean, if it was me and I was wording a policy,
yeah.
I'd just say, like, no drones launching or taking off, landing or taking off on the property.
And that's so our estate, I guess, is quite a big envelope.
I don't know where the officer with the guy was saying the road's private,
Yeah,
but then the road behind that is public,
that's right. Yeah.
accessible.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess you'd have to just enforce that
Yeah.
how you see fit.
Okay.
Um,
So I guess like we'd have to have like a drone policy available on the website or something, which shows what areas are kind of part of the grounds before we sort of started saying to somebody, oh, you can't do it here or something.
I guess so. I mean, you could just have a sign out here saying no drones, and then at the bottom, no launching or taking off on the property.
Yeah,
Anybody who comes in, they're going to probably ask you where the property is, and you just say, well,
there.
there is and there isn't,
Yeah, yeah,
kind of thing. That would make it like good for the drone flyer,
yeah.
but good for you.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
If it says no drones and just no drones,
Yeah.
people like myself might challenge that and say, well, I'm going to fly over to test it.
Got it.
So you might get more attention without wanting it.
Yes, yeah. Well, that's
You know what I mean?
I was thinking, because I don't want to like sort of, because I don't want to get into sort of standoffs with people about it, because
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know
yeah.
that it's such a grey area that it's it's hard to kind of it's hard for us to know what the right thing to do is, and it's hard for us to kind of police it because there's
Yeah.
no kind of firm thing. Oh,
All right.
sorry, just one second.
It's cold, isn't it?
It's freezing.
I thought the weather today was going to be actually okay over here,
I know,
and it's not.
I know.
Got it wrong.
Oh. Well, what do you think? Do you think you'll be doing some more?
Probably not.
No. Okay.
Probably
alright.
not.
Well, yeah.
My advice to you in the future, if you see anybody flying a drone, just tell them to like not do it on your property.
Got it.
Them
Okay.
them as a person.
Yeah. Not. Yeah. Because you don't want it to be like a sort of big thing.
Tell them to be careful.
The only other thing is the the body cam thing.
Oh right, yeah.
Because one of our welcomers sort of looking around the back corridor.
All right.
Is there any way you could just delete that portion of your footage, just because that's private back there? The kind of worst thing would be for that to get online and people to see the back of the cathedral.
I can certainly cut it out so that
Yeah.
it doesn't involve me going how I got there.
Yeah, and also just the actual visual of the
Ooh.
office.
The conversation with her was
Yeah.
quite key.
Well, the thing is,
But if there's anything in the office that you want me to
well,
get rid of,
it's just that that whole area is
really,
sensitive.
uh,
Yeah.
I'll have a look at it, because if there's anything in the background that's like paperwork or writing,
But
then
also it's just that sort of, because it's in the back area and it's private. I think it's just everything around that is.
I mean, essentially in theory, I could blank everything out apart from what I'm interested in is the conversation with that lady
Yeah.
was key, because she came out with some quite important points about the law on it.
Okay.
So I'd like to include at least the audio of that. I'm not interested in the office.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So I can take that on board.
I
I haven't really got a card, but if you give me your email,
Yeah.
I can
Yeah, is that all right?
I can send you over a clip
Yeah.
or a screenshot of what I could see from the door.
Yeah.
Although I'm sure you know what you can see. I can't remember.
Yeah, I mean it's just such a sensitive because obviously we have a big thing. There's like a new kind of terror law that's just come in. Martin's
Terror law?
Yeah,
Right.
Martin's law. So basically, we have to be super vigilant, especially about the back office areas,
Why's that?
because it was after the Ariana Grande thing.
Right.
So a new thing has just come in called Martin's law.
I haven't heard of that one.
It's only just coming.
Oh, right.
And it's called the Terror Act 2025 or something like that. But basically, it's just we have to be super vigilant about the back areas and any of that being visible to anybody outside of.
I can't remember what was in there apart from radios.
I mean, you wouldn't have probably noticed anything, but
Right.
it's just that it's like one of our really sensitive areas
Right, okay.
of the cathedral. But yeah, would you mind if I give you my email?
I can do that because what I can do, I can always blur out the whole background.
Yeah, but maybe also her face as well, because I don't think it's, because.
But then we're asking quite a lot then, because then me and her spoke outside after that
Yeah.
with the gentleman from around the office.
Yeah, but maybe just the audio.
Oh, you mean just right? Got you. The audio is what I'm interested in. Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah, if we can avoid, sort of any of the.
but for sure,
Yeah.
I can give you confidence that the background of the office, I can certainly get rid of that.
Yeah.
So at least you're safe that that's not going to be shown.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I can understand
Yeah.
from what you've said,
Yeah.
it's reasonable.
Yeah.
If it was unreasonable, I'd just say no, but it sounds reasonable.
All right. Well, I really appreciate that.
No worries.
But if I give you my email,
Yeah.
would you mind just sort of, if you could, I know it's a big ask, but just sort of like running it past what you're sort of.
Well, I can screenshot that part.
Yeah.
I didn't move, so it was just me standing in the doorway, literally quite far out actually, but you can see in obviously
Yeah.
where she was sat, and then probably left and right of her a little bit.
Yeah.
I saw the radios. I can't remember what else I could see.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll send you a screenshot of that,
Yeah.
so you know what at least is there.
Yeah.
But if it's easier for you, I can just.
Yeah. If you could just.
If I put a blur around it and I send you a screenshot of that.
Yeah. But then I think it's also her face, because it's in the private area.
Yeah.
of the cathedral.
I'm not sure about the face. Maybe not.
Yeah. Come on.
I don't know. Yeah, but then it's kind of like she's going to request it for outside, because we and her spoke here, we spoke out there.
Well, that's different.
spoke quite a lot.
That's different because that's public, isn't it?
Right. Okay, I get what.
Yeah.
I guess I see what you're getting at.
Is that all right?
You're saying anything in the private area, right? If you give me the email,
Thank you so much.
I can definitely sort the background out. I'm 50-50 about the face in there,
Okay.
but at least for security purposes, you know that there won't be any.
Yeah, that's that. And then, but I think just anything in the back area, we can just blur out any of that, even if the audio is still there or whatever. But yeah.
I can certainly cut out the part where I walk from here to there, so at least people don't know how I got to that.
Definitely, yeah, that
Yeah,
would be
yeah.
great. All right, let me give you my email
Yeah, no worries.
address.
Cool.
Have you got a pen?
Oh, is it going to be a written down one? Is it? Do you want to put it? Oh, maybe not on there. Do you want to put it on there?
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Good, thank you. Okay.
Yeah, good. What's it like up at the other castle? There's another castle on the other side of the river.
Oh, up now.
That's it.
Yeah, it's really gorgeous.
It's nice there.
Yeah.
Have you had many people come here and fly drones? No?
No, we've just had. Is this? Is it going to?
No, don't send it. Just
I
like,
was just about to press send.
just leave it there, and I'll.
Okay.
It's only a company, so it wouldn't matter if it went.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
Well, we've only had there was one other guy, but he is somebody who comes to take photos of our exhibitions, and he's like a kind of friend of the cathedral, and he was just sort of trying it out.
Yeah.
And then he just kind of didn't really, we had a big congregation coming out, And so he was filming, but right quite low down. As you
With the
said.
drone?
Yeah.
Right.
And but it wasn't, he didn't really know, it was just...
Can't fly over a crowd.
Yeah, well, that was it, yeah.
A crowd isn't defined as how many, but this is a tight area here.
Yeah.
So if this area was full,
Yeah.
they can't disperse quickly if the drone was to fail.
Yeah, that's
So that would be classed as a crowd.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can't fly over a crowd,
Yeah.
no matter what.
And I think he wasn't aware of
Right.
those kind of things. So yeah, but he's a nice guy, and you're a nice guy. But
I try and be nice.
Yeah.
We just go around and we fly, and whatever happens,
Yeah.
whether people try and stop us or they let it happen.
Well, I think this is the thing. It's so difficult because people don't know. So I think when it's catching people off guard,
It is.
and them trying to do the best thing that they can
Yeah.
for the to protect the space. as
But
they
what's better is for them to go, we don't know the situation yet, let us check,
Yeah.
rather than sometimes people make up stuff and go, oh, it's a no-fly zone, it's illegal.
Well, I think it's just picking out things from what they've sort of seen
Yeah.
circulating on emails,
Right.
and it's just kind of picking out the key words and not having kind of full picture, but just trying to say what's the best thing, because I don't think any of us really quite fully understand what
The airspace is public,
yeah
obviously the land
yeah
is not,
yeah
so the person can't launch it on your land.
yeah yeah
They can launch it off and fly over,
yeah
no one can stop that,
yeah
unless there's a no-fly zone.
yeah
Here's quite close to the airport one,
yeah
actually.
yes yeah
Very close to be fair.
yeah
If you were a little bit more that way, people couldn't fly anyway. So if you're lucky.
all right okay well
I'll go, I'll crack on.
all right super well,
I won't be yet, I'll email you because it's going to take a bit of a,
yeah
it doesn't go out straight away.
okay all right what is it on YouTube?
Everything I do it on, but YouTube is like the main one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What's your handle?
I'll email it you.
All right. Okay.
Otherwise you're going to be nosy before I even get a chance to email you. There you go. Right. Take care, right? Nice meeting you. Bye.